I know that there's a lot of people that have a lot of opinions about him, but what I hope you also know is that he really was a kind-hearted man, and he genuinely loved his family. And I know that throughout my entire life, he was always looking out for me and my sister. So, rest in peace, Uncle Frank.
Cullotta, Cullotta, grab your favorite brew. Ask a question, he'll answer it for you. The Mafia, the Mafia, the Mafia, the Mafia. You better hit prescribe if you know what's good for you. Drinking a cup of coffee with Frank Cullotta. He'll tell you a lot. He's Frank Cullotta.
Today, our adventure around Chicago begins with a trip to River North so that we could visit the Holy Name Cathedral. The North Side Irish boss, Dean O'Banion, was murdered by the Chicago outfit over bootlegging territory in 1924. It occurred outside of his flower shop named Schofields, which was located directly across the street from the cathedral. 2 years later, in 1926, O'Banion's lieutenant, Hymie Weiss, along with several associates, were gunned down while walking towards Schofields. O'Banion's execution started a 5-year war between the North Side Gang and Al Capone's Chicago outfit, which culminated in the St. Valentines Day Massacre in 1929. If you visit the cathedral, be sure to look for the bullet holes that still remain from the 1926 incident.
There's an alley right here past this white SUV right there. I mean, look at the architecture here. Look at the round. I love this shit.
Yeah.
Look at the rounded.
I know.
They do have good
The glass.
I know.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I miss this.
Yeah.
craftsmanship.
And then past that blue trash can on the right, there should be an opening for you, Joe.
Or
we're literally on the grounds.
This is an old street here, huh?
Yeah, I mean, look at
right.
cobblestone. And look at this is original.
This is where it was.
That wall was still here. That's the kind of wall. I mean, this was here.
This is it here?
Yeah.
This is it.
Adam, we are now here, actually walking to the spot, probably the wall of the carriage house where they were executed. Was probably, it wasn't that deep of a building, but the building was situated right here. So let's say probably right here at this spot is the wall, the brick wall, where all 7 of Bugs Moran's men were lined up and actually killed. Now, how that transpired was, Capone, of course, wanted these guys dead. You know, Moran was getting into his liquor business. You know, bootlegging was at its highest. He wanted this guy taken care of. So he had his men set up a meeting of illegal booze, and it was to take place and picked up here at this location, Adam. So he had 7 guys waiting here to take delivery of this alcohol. Well, Capone's guys who had set this up had a couple guys there waiting to make sure that Bugs Moran showed up that day. The last guy that they thought was Bugs Moran came down, you might want to pan down here, came down this street, walked through the garage door right here, and when they got word, whether it was walkie-talkie, however they communicated back then, said, hey, the big guy is in, a patrol car pulled up with guys dressed as police officers. Well, they busted in. The guys in there thought it was a regular cop raid. It happened all the time. Well, they lined up against the wall. There was actually a couple dogs in there too. Lined up against the wall. They thought it was a normal bust. The guys pulled out 45 caliber machine guns. One of the guys was actually Machine Gun Jack McGurn. Lined him up and opened up on him hundreds of times, where literally some of their heads were blown off. They escaped, but guess what? They didn't get the guy they came for. Bugs Moran never showed up. He actually, when he saw the cop car, he was the last guy coming up the street, saw it, turned around and left. He escaped death. Well, at this time, Mr. Capone was back at his Miami beachfront property, talking to a police chief, allegedly, on the phone, setting up some kind of fundraiser. Perfect alibi. Everybody died at the scene except one guy, I think his name was Gusenberg, wound up dying either there or on the way to the hospital. This is actually where it happened. And I'm not sure if you want to take a look up here, which actual window it was from, but it was one of these, that were still here 100 years ago, where they were on the lookout for this. But this is the spot right here. Of course, it was taken down. The actual wall, when they took the wall down, it was sold to a Canadian bar owner by the last name of Petty, I believe, P-E-T-Y, Petty. And he put it in his bar in Vancouver, British Columbia, in the bathroom, and put plexiglass over it above the urinals. And I'll be honest with you, I've actually done a number one on the wall. It was actually a big gimmick up there. The Mob Museum bought it from them, and it's now in Las Vegas at the world famous Las Vegas Mob Museum. But this is the spot, probably one of the most famous spots in all of Chicago for mob history. And there you have it. That was here when it happened. They don't make shit like that anymore. So look, he walked out here. He walked out here. There was FBI agents in that building. The Lincoln Station right there. There was 2 agents right there. And 2 of them turned around right here. I don't know if it was this pole. This pole's going to replace smoking cigars. As soon as Annie Sage walked out right here with the door, with her friend and Mr. Dillinger, the agent lit his cigarette, IDing Mr. Dillinger, and they took off this way. They were followed by the agents from here. He had noticed it, turned around, started pulling his gun out, took off this way as we're walking in a hurry sprint, as these streets were loaded with people. As he turned this corner right here, he's unholstering his gun. He took the first bullet, ran here, took another one, and literally dropped right here. And he caught another one in the head. Women, literally, and men took out their handkerchiefs before the media got here and started dipping their handkerchiefs in John's blood. And this is it. Here's the mural right here. One of the most famous spots in Chicago, if not the most famous spot.
Wow.
Take a look at this, Adam. One of his most famous quotes. All my life I wanted to be a bank robber, carry a gun and wear a mask. Now that it's happened, I guess I'm just about the best bank robber they ever had. And I sure am happy, John Dillinger. Guess what? Now we have to wear masks. 2020. What a difference time makes. But that is incredible. The place where John Dillinger got whacked. the Manhattan melodrama. I think Clark Gable started. But there's Millie's if you want to Millie's, and that's where the other agents were stationed up there as cover, the old Lincoln Station. Thank you, Joe.
Hey, Louis, you want to tell everybody where we are?
At Sam Giancana's house.
Sam Giancana was born in Chicago, Illinois on May 24, 1908. Between the years of 1957 to 1966, he was the boss of the Chicago outfit. This was the Oak Park home that he was killed in June 19, 1975. During the Kennedy administration, the CIA recruited Giancana and other organized crime figures to assassinate Fidel Castro. Giancana's mistress was Phyllis McGuire of the McGuire sisters. They were introduced by Frank Sinatra. Here's a sneak peek of what Sam's master bathroom looked like. Notice the phone mounted above the toilet? As you can tell, he enjoyed the finer things in life, like 24-karat gold fixtures. Around 11 p.m. on June 19, 1975, his body was discovered by Joseph DiPercio, Giancana's caretaker. He was on the basement kitchen floor. He was preparing fried sausages and peppers. Some speculate that his driver, Dominic Butch Blasi, did it. Santo Trafficante Jr. is a name that comes out of mouths when talking about who did it. Others say, emphatically, it was Tony Spilotro, and he lived just around the corner from him. And finally, there's rumors that due to Giancana's ties to the CIA, well, they had to make sure Sam couldn't speak publicly about it. Speaking of Tony, this is where he lived with his brother Michael. Tony Spilotro was portrayed by Joe Pesci in the movie Casino. From what I gather, the brothers liked this particular location because it was near an entrance to the I-290 expressway. Well, the day's been pretty long, so we headed over to Jimmy's place in Forest Park for a snack. Now, this place was terrific. We enjoyed the ambiance. I really miss seeing the old architecture. They had many great options on their menu, some that looked really delicious. But I wanted to try something new, so I had skadole and beans. It was really good. After our snack, we headed back and decided to check out the hotel parking lot where Michael Spilotro's car was discovered a few days after the brothers went missing. It's now called the 4 Points by Sheraton.
But the car they left in was found last night in the parking lot of this Schiller Park motel. A passing policeman noticed the 1986 Lincoln Mark 7, which had also been listed as missing. The FBI found no clues in the car, only a single golf club in the trunk, a driver, a couple of jackets in the back seat, a garage door opener, and a nickel on the front console. We found a cassette still in the dashboard tape player, the pre-recorded tape called James Bond 007. 13 originals.
We're not quite through with this episode, so don't go anywhere. Joe Cullotta still wants to say a few things. He wants to get a few things off of his chest. But I wanted to remind you all that Frank's cookbook has been released, and you can purchase it by clicking the link in the description to this video. When you do, you're helping this channel and you're helping support this channel. And now, let me reintroduce you again to Frank's brother, Joseph Cullotta.
I'd like to thank everybody that's been prescribing to my brother's channel, Coffee with Cullotta. But there's a story I never shared with you people before because I was a little broken up the last time we talked. But I want to tell you something. When my brother called me the day after he rolled, he told me, "Joey, brother, you know I love you and I'm very sorry for what I did. You know I wasn't raised and you weren't raised to be this way, to be snitchers, stool pigeons," he said. But you know, Joe, I gotta tell you, unless somebody walks in my shoes, they don't know what it was like to know that your best friend was gonna do what he was gonna do to me. Now, he told me, "I don't ever want you to defend me," or I'm trying to think of the other word he said. It was defending whatever it was, but I'm not defending what he did. What he did, we weren't raised to be that way. But I'll tell you something. There's guys out there now that he's gone, and they make comments. And I can understand it if they were guys that did things in their life. But certain guys make comments that never did anything. They would have tripped over their dicks to get next to my brother, to ride around in his car. And I just feel like maybe they should be told that. I'm not going to give their names, but you know who you are. And I know who you are. So please, why don't you keep your comments to yourself? Because only my brother knows what it was like to have to know your best friend turned on you, a guy you know since you were a kid. He didn't like what he did. He told me, "You know what, Joey? I have to look in the mirror every day. So don't defend what I did." But I feel now that he's gone, I'm not defending what he did. I'm just saying I don't appreciate what other people are saying. If you were a guy that had gotten in trouble or did things in your life, maybe you could say that. But you get these guys that are wannabes and they say stuff. There's no need for that. You don't have to do that. You're not making yourself look tough. You're making yourself look like a brown nose, or just, I don't know what you're trying to prove. But please stop. Okay? Thank you very much. And keep subscribing to the channel. We'd like to keep it going. Adam's doing a great job and I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching this video, everyone. Please be sure to visit frankcullotta.com for coffee cups and t-shirts. Also, hit the like button, share this video. Oh, and don't forget to
Hit that subscribe button. That's subscribe. I found gold. I hope you enjoyed yourself. God bless.